Thanks for joining us for the KSAT News at 9, streaming from here inside the KSAT 12 newsroom. I'm Patty Santos. Coming up, the San Antonio Parks and Rec Department is working to keep greenways safe during a busy Memorial Day weekend. We're learning more about how a nonprofit plans to help Bexar County residents facing eviction once hearings begin again in June. Plus, a fact check of some of the most popular but completely untrue claims of the past several days. But first, 2 more COVID-19 related deaths reported in Bexar County, bringing our local death toll to 66. Both patients were nursing home residents. Meanwhile, an additional 21 cases were reported. Of those, 13 were from the community. Tonight, there are 73 hospitalized with COVID-19, down from 82 yesterday. Despite the decrease, during tonight's City Council county briefing, Mayor Ron Nirenberg acknowledged that hospitalizations in Bexar County have been gradually increasing since they dropped to below 60 in April. He says this is a reminder that even though the state has started to reopen, the virus is still out there.
This is why it's absolutely critical that we continue to follow the guidelines and recommendations of our public health professionals, including our physical distancing and the wearing of masks if you're within proximity of someone who's not in the household. This is very serious. It's important to continue to mind the public health recommendations. If we want to continue to open our economy, we've got to do so carefully and in recognition that this virus is out there, and we want to protect each other's health and safety.
Another wave of businesses opened their doors today under phase 2 of Governor Greg Abbott's Reopen Texas plan. This includes bars, zoos, and aquariums. These businesses can now operate at 25% capacity. Restaurants can now operate at 50% capacity. The San Antonio Parks and Recs Department gearing up for a busy weekend as a surge of families head outdoors for the holiday. The city is asking that families be mindful of social distancing because they'll have eyes watching the greenways. John Rico says COVID-19 precautions will be on his mind even as he tries to relax outdoors with his family.
Oh yeah, it's on my shoulders still. That's behind my head still, yeah. Definitely.
On Friday evening at the Southside Lions Park, there was plenty of room for folks to spread out.
It's pretty easy. I mean, if there's not so much people.
But the city is bracing for crowds here and across San Antonio parks.
Yes, very, very busy. So we are expecting a lot more people out in the parks, especially this weekend.
33 trail steward teams patrol 5 greenway trails. Another 7 park liaisons walk 7 regional and neighborhood parks.
They're out there really just helping people with directions, with water.
But this weekend, they're also focusing on reminding those out about these social distancing guidelines.
They don't issue citations or anything. They're just out there for education and outreach. They do have that phone, though, so they will call park police if needed. But a lot of it's just education.
The city says groups out should be limited to families who live in the same household. The mayor says everyone needs to keep doing their part, even on a holiday weekend, to keep COVID-19 transmissions at bay.
It's weekends like this when there's a surge of new activity where we have the highest risk of things going in the wrong direction.
The Parks Department says they are seeing a lot of new people out on the trails. To learn about trail social etiquette, head to KSAT.com. New tonight, Bexar County's jobless rate has increased to 13.7%. Workforce Solutions Alamo released the April 2020 jobs report showing the spike. The Bexar County's unemployment rate was 4.5% in March. Well, the devastating economic impact of the pandemic is why eviction proceedings in the state of Texas were halted. But that moratorium on evictions is now over, and Bexar County is set to hear cases again in June. But there is still assistance out there for renters who have hit hard times, including a nonprofit organization helping out those who can't afford an attorney. Tiffany Huerta spoke to an attorney with the Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid about how the nonprofit is preparing for eviction hearings and what all tenants should know.
Now that the June 1st date is on the horizon, we are seeing an uptick in the eviction applications. With eviction hearings starting in Bexar County in June, attorney Cristina Trejo with the Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid says they have been preparing by setting up referral sources with community partners. She says they are working with the city of San Antonio and collaborating with them on the Right to Counsel program.
Through that program, when a person applies for financial assistance with rent or mortgage because they're having financial problems, they're referred to us for an analysis and evaluation to see if they have any legal remedies available to them.
Trejo says they are also working with San Antonio Legal Services Association, a nonprofit organization also providing free legal services to those in need. Trejo says the San Antonio housing attorneys at Texas Rio Grande Legal Aid have 71 open eviction cases they are working on. She says this isn't more than usual, but she anticipates that number will skyrocket in June once Bexar County begins eviction hearings again. During the pandemic, she says they have been seeing a lot of non-payment of rent eviction cases.
People who probably never had a problem paying rent before and suddenly found themselves in this position that they are completely unable to pay their rent because they don't have a job.
The nonprofit also updated its website to make it easier for people seeking help. Some of the housing resources on the site include information about appealing an eviction, what to do when your landlord locks you out, and information about the CARES Act. Trejo says it's important residents find out if their rental property is covered by the CARES Act.
It was legislation that was designed to protect people during this pandemic period. So people who live in a property that's protected by the CARES Act have a lot more protection.
The city of San Antonio has a map showing where those properties are located.
There's a lot of people who just have no idea what's out there available to them and what protections they have.
That was Tiffany Huertas reporting. Assistance for renters is also available through the City of San Antonio's Neighborhood and Housing Services Department. For more information, go to sanantonio.gov. Well, turning to tonight's 9 at 9, an actress has pleaded guilty in a college admissions scam. David Robinson makes a delivery to local healthcare workers, plus a look at how COVID-19 is impacting communities around the world.
Here's tonight's 9 at 9. A third person is now charged in the death of Ahmaud Arbery, the man who was shot and killed while jogging in Georgia. In a press conference, investigators disputed claims by William Brody Bryan, the man who took video of the fatal shooting. Bryan claims he was just a witness, but he was formally arrested Thursday on suspicion of murder.
If we believed he was a witness, we wouldn't have arrested him. So I'm not going to speak specifically about what we took from him. But eventually that will come out in a court of law, but suffice it to say there are a number of pieces of video that helped us get to this point.
China has introduced a national security law directly aimed at controlling political dissent that has been going on in Hong Kong since last June.
Beijing is moving to tighten its grip on the territory. The National People's Congress, which kicks off today in Beijing, is set to rubber stamp a national security bill, which is expected to curb secession, sedition, and foreign interference in Hong Kong.
Many are criticizing the proposed law, saying it's a blatant attempt to erode Hong Kong's autonomy under one country, two systems framework. The murder trial for real estate tycoon Robert Durst, who's the focus of a HBO series, The Jinx, will resume on July 27th. Durst is accused of murdering his best friend Susan Berman. Prosecutors theorize he was trying to keep Berman from incriminating him in his wife's disappearance. The trial started in early March but was postponed due to the coronavirus crisis. Actress Lori Loughlin and her husband have pleaded guilty to conspiracy charges in connection to their role in the college admissions scam. They were accused of paying $500,000 to get their two daughters into the University of Southern California. They had pleaded not guilty, but a source close to them told CNN this week they finally wanted to put this behind them. This video shows damage left behind in Bangladesh from Cyclone AMPHAN. At least 80 people have been killed, thousands more left without homes. Here in Texas,
bowling alleys and bars are back in business after spending 2 months closed.
As of midnight, bars were able to reopen. As you can see, people were quick to jump in line to get in. There wasn't much social distancing outside of Cowboys Dance Hall last night, but employees were checking temperatures before letting anyone in. Bowling alleys also now open in Texas. Over at Bull and Barrel at the Ram Area Director Kevin Steele says his employees are taking COVID-19 precautions seriously. They have hand sanitizer on every table and are skipping lanes between parties. They've even taken extra precautions with shared equipment.
Every single ball is sanitized before and after each guest leaves by one of our staff members, to include the finger holes.
As for shoes, the cleaning process is the same, but they won't be used until an hour after they've been sanitized. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is warning that aggressive mice and rats could be a problem due to the coronavirus pandemic. The agency says community-wide restaurant closures are leading to a decrease in food available to rodents, and some areas have reported an increase in rodent activity as rodents search for new sources of food. Here at home, David Robinson delivered 100 pizzas to frontline workers at the Audie Murphy Memorial Veterans Hospital today. He partnered with Pizza vs. Pandemic for the donations. The Admiral, who graduated from the Naval Academy and served in the Navy, signed autographs for the frontline workers at the VA.
Being in the military is you already are committing your life to the country, and now with the health crisis, you see these folks are brave enough to come to work every day and put themselves at risk for us. So, man, to be able to come here and do something as simple as sharing pizzas, just encourage them and let them know how much we appreciate them working, the job that they do for us, and encouraging the patients and keeping us all safe is a real blessing.
To read more about these stories, head to KSAT.com.
All right, Katie, my garden has been waiting for rain.
Yeah.
Is it coming?
It's coming. Yeah, the weekend is not going to be a washout. That's something we're really trying to stress, because I know people have plans. This is a big weekend, folks trying to get out and about safely, of course. And well, you will see rain chances in the forecast really each day heading into next week. Just know the weekend won't be a washout, but it will be a weekend to kind of stay on top of the weather and know what's going on. Hot out there today, a high temperature of 96. Look though at these high clouds that moved in from the west this evening. Once again, those high clouds due to some thunderstorm activity that developed in the higher terrain of Mexico. Now, last night, these storms, by about this time, were fizzling out pretty quickly, and it looked like that's what was going to happen again this evening. But it does look like one of these thunderstorm cells there, just to the west of Eagle Pass, kind of has a little bit more gusto to it. You're seeing a lot of lightning there beginning to develop. So we'll keep an eye on this cluster of storms over the next couple of hours. If it holds its current speed, it wouldn't be working into northern Maverick County there north of Eagle Pass for another probably 2 hours or so. But if it can hold itself together, these storms certainly could cross the Rio Grande and work into some of our westernmost counties as we get into the late night hours tonight. So that's something to consider. Otherwise across South Texas, so we'll have to keep an eye on those storms there. Otherwise, overnight through tomorrow morning, I'm really not expecting a whole lot in the way of rain. So just know if you're down south of Highway 90, west of San Antonio, those storms coming out of Mexico could move through later on tonight. We could also see maybe some storms trying to move in from North Texas very late tonight. So this is 4 o'clock in the morning, but the likelihood of that happening is getting smaller and smaller as those storms have been very slow to develop north of us today. And really much of the day on Saturday will be pretty quiet. We'll get you some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. Can't rule out an isolated pop-up shower or storm during the heat of the day tomorrow afternoon, but I do expect it will be after sunset here in San Antonio that we'll start to ramp up our chances of storms. This is tomorrow at 7. So for our westernmost counties, some storms could be trying to form into a line closer to sunset tomorrow evening. And then it looks like they'll try to work east into maybe a bit of a squall line, which would pose a concern for some strong winds as we get into midnight, so 12 a.m. Sunday. So we will be watching for late tomorrow the potential of a complex of storms coming out of far west Texas and northern Mexico that could affect San Antonio late tomorrow night into the pre-dawn hours of Sunday morning. And this trend of rain chances being higher at nighttime, that is going to continue all through the holiday weekend. So you'll notice Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, Memorial Day, Your chances of rain during the daytime are much lower, about 20 to 30%, an isolated shower or storm. But the nighttime hours each day into Memorial Day, that's when our rain chances and our chance of some strong storms will pick up. We'll have to watch for some complexes of storms coming from other parts of Texas over the course of the holiday weekend through Monday as well. So any storms that move through will likely have the potential to produce some damaging straight line winds and also some larger hail. This is not a setup where we're concerned about any tornadoes developing, so I can put your mind at ease there, but some damaging non-tornadic winds and some large hail possible with any complexes of storms that develop this weekend. As we get into early next week with rain chances continuing, that's when flooding could start to be a bit more of a concern, because any rain that falls this weekend and into next week has the potential to be fairly heavy. So this is kind of a different looking planning forecast. What we really want to stress to you is that the highest chance of storms will be during the overnight hours each day through Memorial Day, and you'll see into next week rain chances continue. We've got a big weather pattern change, Patty, and it's just conducive to daily chances of rain. So it's going to be really important for folks, especially if they want to be out on the water or near the pools this weekend, to just keep up to date with the weather. And the KSAT weather app is good for that. We'll send you alerts, and we'll even be streaming there if necessary.
All right, a lot of mixture of everything
yes.
this week. All right, thanks, Katie.
You're welcome.
Well, like countless other businesses across town, the Woodlawn Theater has been struggling during this pandemic. But San Antonio native actor Jesse Borrego is stepping in to help out with a fundraiser. Borrego spoke with RJ Marquez about what it means to give back to the community that has influenced his successful career for more than 3 decades. It's the latest story in our series spotlighting local theater backstage.
From San Antonio's South Side to Hollywood to the streets of New York City, Jesse Borrego has been a fixture of film and television. The San Antonio native has acted in more than 40 films and 20 television shows. Now he wants to share what he's learned over his decades-long career.
Collaboration with Woodlawn Theater and doing masterclass for them specifically is to get back kind of to where I got started.
Borrego is taking part in the Woodlawn Theater's online masterclass tomorrow. The 50-minute Zoom session is a fundraiser to benefit the theater. Borrego will discuss navigating the entertainment industry as a Latino actor.
I think that I can share with them the benefit of my experience abroad and increase the skill set that I think is necessary for them to succeed and to have fun in their career.
The Woodlawn, like other theaters, has been closed due to the coronavirus pandemic. Borrego grew up performing in Chicano and cultural theater centers like the Woodlawn, and on the South Side, he understands the importance of community theater.
We are the storytellers of our time, and I think the Woodlawn is very good at creating that place, where people can go see entertainment, but can have stories shared with each other.
Borrego is an advocate for diversity and more Latin voices in the arts and films industries. Over time, he's seen more Latin representation in movies. His latest film, Phoenix, Oregon, is an example of that.
I'm very proud of this character. This director really pays an homage, Gary Lundgren, writer, producer, director, to the Latino community.
More than anything, Jesse wants actors of all backgrounds to be authentic, true to themselves, and never forget where they came from.
That's been a very strong part of my identity, not only as a human being, but as an actor. I encourage them to look into their family's roots, to look at who their ancestors are, to look at community history.
And you can join the Zoom call at 1 p.m. tomorrow. It is $10 per household. Again, this is benefiting the Woodlawn Theater. For more information, visit woodlawntheater.org. You can also see Jesse's new movie, Phoenix, Oregon, on June 1st on demand. We'll be back in just 1 minute. to tonight's top stories. A Texas Supreme Court ruling today means the case of Cameron Reedus, the University of the Incarnate Word student shot and killed by a campus police officer almost 6 years ago, is on its way back to court. The Reedus family filed a wrongful death suit against the school, and the university counterclaims sovereign immunity. Today, the court denied that claim. A spokesperson for the university released a statement this evening saying, in part, quote, "The tragic circumstances regarding the loss of Cameron Reedus continues to affect countless lives, and we at the University of the Incarnate Word keep the Reedus family in our prayers. The university looks forward to the resolution of this matter for the Reedus family and our UIW community," end quote. Governor Greg Abbott released a public service announcement today encouraging Texans to continue to social distance and wear face coverings at the state reopenings. Here's a clip from his message tonight.
If you go out in public, stay 6 feet apart from others. Wear a face covering and wash your hands regularly. Be a good neighbor. Be a Texan.
You can watch the full PSA right now on KSAT.com. Just because you see something trending online doesn't mean it's accurate. At the end of every week, the Associated Press puts together a roundup of some of the most popular but completely untrue stories and images of the past several days. Let's take a look. The first claim we're fact-checking tonight: Michigan sent absentee ballots to 7.7 million people ahead of the election illegally and without authorization. Here are the facts. The state mailed applications for ballots to voters, not the ballots themselves. Traditionally, Michigan voters have had to ask their local clerks for an application, but voters in the state can request an absentee ballot without having to give a reason. Michigan's Secretary of State says mailing the applications cost the state $4.5 million, which was covered by the federal coronavirus relief package. Here's another claim we're fact-checking tonight. A photo shows Joe Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping holding up a t-shirt that says, "I heart China." But the photo being circulated on social media has been manipulated. In the real photo, which was taken in 2012, the t-shirt says, "Fostering food will between America and China." The last claim we're fact-checking tonight: the letters in COVID-19 stand for Certificate of Vaccination and Identification, and 19 stands for AI, or Artificial Intelligence. This isn't true. COVID-19 stands for Coronavirus Disease 2019, according to the World Health Organization, which named it in February.
Hey, what's up guys? Time to check out some stories that are trending tonight on KSAT.com. And of course, we start with Memorial Day weekend. That is coming up, where we get to honor the soldiers that have given their lives for our freedom. So this is pretty cool. We got news today that some World War II era airplanes are set to fly over San Antonio on Monday. So this is going to be pretty neat. These planes are coming from the Lewis Air Legends. That's what they're called, the group. There's 4 planes, and they're going to be flying over San Antonio for about half an hour. So we have the flight path on our website, KSAT.com. You can go and check that out right now. And of course, if you remember, the Thunderbirds did a fantastic job flying over San Antonio and other Texas cities, and that was really a treat for a lot of people. This is going to be really cool. These are these older airplane models. I was looking through some of the names of the airplanes. These are just awesome names. Mustang, Happy Jack, I like that. All right, the P-51 Mustang, Miss Maryland. How about that? How about this one, the P-51 Mustang, La Pistolera. I like that one too. If you want more information on this, head out to KSAT.com. And again, they're flying over the area to honor the people that, the soldiers, the servicemen that have given their lives for our country. All right, switching gears a little bit. Of course, people are going to be out a little bit this weekend as things start to reopen up. Well, check this out. Santikos and Evo Entertainment, they're giving out free movie tickets every week now. So this is part of their rewards program. They want you to sign up for their rewards program, and they're going to load a couple of tickets onto your rewards plan every Thursday. So this is a pretty neat idea. Evo is also doing like some deals with food and like 20% off food or whatnot. So these deals are being offered through June 30th. You could go to our website and find more information there. You know, every time I go to to Santikos or whatever movie theater, they always ask if I have rewards. I always, I don't, and I always feel kind of dumb for not doing it, because I feel like with the amount of movies I used to go to, could have had a lot of free movies there. But here's a way for you to get that, and if you want more information, head to KSAT.com. All right, last story of the day, of the week for trending. You know, I gotta say, I was not a huge fan of Matthew McConaughey, but I feel like he is kind of like becoming the sneaky MVP of quarantine 2020. So we posted a story on our website. Matthew McConaughey is delivering more than 100,000 masks to rural Texas hospitals. So of course he did this with Lincoln Motor Company. He's you know, of course does all the commercials for them. But he's been going out to these hospitals, meeting people, delivering these masks to them. Of course, all our healthcare workers and frontline workers have done a tremendous job across the state, helping us contain the COVID-19 pandemic. And also in our article, he hosted recently a virtual bingo game for a senior living facility. I'm telling you, Matt McConaughey, he was doing the mask early when he was calling himself Bobby Bandito. He's doing some good stuff. I feel like no matter what situation, Matt McConaughey's always going to be an optimist, always look at the glass half full. Hopefully you guys have a great weekend this weekend, and I will check in with you guys later. Stay safe and stay healthy out there.
All right, thanks for hanging out with us on KSAT News at 9. We will see you on the night meet in about 30 minutes.